Most people wait for their life to change before they change themselves. They wait for the right job, the right relationship, the right amount of money, the right moment of motivation. But here's the truth nobody tells you. The moment never comes on its own. You have to build it piece by piece through the person you choose to become every single day. Self-improvement is not about becoming someone else. It is not about copying a stranger's success or chasing a version of life that was never meant for you. It is about becoming the fullest, strongest, most disciplined version of yourself. The one hiding underneath your excuses, your fears, and your comfort. Let's talk about how that actually happens. 1. Stop waiting for motivation. Build discipline instead. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings are unreliable. Some days you will feel inspired, and some days you will feel nothing at all. If you wait for motivation to act, you will spend most of your life doing nothing. Discipline is different. Discipline does not ask how you feel. It simply asks, what did you say you would do? And then it does it anyway. The people who transform their lives are not the ones who feel motivated every day. They are the ones who show up even when they don't feel like it. The ones who train their mind to follow through, regardless of mood. Start small. Wake up 10 minutes earlier. Read 5 pages. Walk for 15 minutes. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows only through repetition, not through occasional bursts of enthusiasm. 2. Your environment shapes you more than your willpower does. We like to believe we are in complete control of our choices. But the truth is, our environment quietly dictates most of our behavior. If your surroundings are filled with distraction, negativity, and people who have given up on their own growth, it becomes almost impossible to grow yourself. Look at your daily environment honestly. What do you watch? What do you scroll? Who do you spend your time with? If your circle constantly complains, criticizes, and settles for less, you will absorb that mindset without even realizing it. Self-improvement often begins not with adding new habits, but with removing the influences that keep pulling you backward. Choose surroundings, physical and digital, that reflect the person you are trying to become, not the person you are trying to leave behind. 3. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the price of it. One of the biggest reasons people never improve is fear of failure. They see failure as proof that they are not good enough, so they avoid trying altogether. But every person who has ever built something meaningful has failed more times than they succeeded. The difference is, they did not treat failure as a final verdict. They treated it as feedback. When something doesn't work, ask yourself one simple question. What is this teaching me? Every mistake contains information. Every setback shows you exactly where your skill, your patience, or your understanding still needs work. The people who improve fastest are not the most talented people. They are the people who fail the most and learn the fastest from each failure. 4. Comparison will destroy your progress if you let it. In a world of social media, it is easy to measure your life against someone else's highlight reel. You see other people's success, their money, their body, their relationships, and you begin to feel like you are falling behind. But comparison is a trap. You are not living someone else's story. You do not know their struggles, their sacrifices, or their starting point. The only comparison that matters is between who you were yesterday and who you are today. Are you a little more disciplined than you were last month? Are you a little more patient, a little more skilled, a little more in control of your reactions? That is the only scoreboard worth watching. 5. Small, consistent actions beat big, occasional efforts. People often think self-improvement requires dramatic change, a complete life overhaul overnight, but real transformation almost never happens that way. It happens quietly, through small actions repeated so consistently that they eventually become who you are. Reading 10 pages a day may seem insignificant, but over a year, that is thousands of pages of knowledge. Saving a small amount of money every week may seem slow, but over time, it becomes real financial freedom. The secret is not intensity. The secret is consistency. Anyone can work hard for a single day. Very few people can show up, quietly and steadily for years. 6. Take full responsibility for your life. This is perhaps the hardest but most powerful shift a person can make. As long as you blame your circumstances, your family, your luck, or other people for where you are, you give away your power to change. The moment you take full responsibility, not blame, but responsibility, you take back control. This does not mean everything that happened to you was your fault. Life is unfair in many ways, and some people truly do start with fewer advantages than others. But how you respond to your circumstances is always your choice. Responsibility is not about guilt. It is about power. It means saying, regardless of where I started, I am the one who decides what happens next. 7. Invest in your mind the same way you invest in your appearance. Most people spend far more time on how they look than on how they think. But your mind is the tool you use to build every part of your life, your career, your relationships, your peace of mind. If you neglect it, everything built on top of it eventually weakens. Read books that challenge you. Learn a new skill. Have conversations with people who think differently from you. Feed your mind with ideas the same way you feed your body with food. A well-trained mind can adapt, solve problems, and recover from setbacks far better than an untrained one. 8. Patience is not passive. It is active endurance. We live in a world obsessed with speed, fast results, fast success, fast transformation. But real growth takes time, and there is no shortcut around that truth. Patience does not mean sitting back and waiting. Patience means continuing to put in the work day after day, even when you cannot yet see the results. A tree does not grow overnight, but its roots are working underground long before you see any visible growth above the soil. Your effort right now may not show immediate results, but it is quietly building the foundation for everything. Trust the process, even when it feels invisible. Final thoughts. Self-improvement is not a one-time decision. It is a daily commitment, renewed again and again, especially on the days when it feels hardest. It does not require perfection. It requires direction, a willingness to become slightly better today than you were yesterday, and to keep choosing that path even when no one is watching and no one is clapping. You do not need permission to change your life. You do not need the perfect circumstances, the perfect timing, or the perfect motivation. You only need to begin with one small habit, one honest decision, one uncomfortable action, repeated consistently until it becomes who you are. The version of yourself you are hoping to become is not somewhere out there waiting to be found. It is built quietly and patiently through everything you choose to do today.